joining us now. I bet this young man could pack some ribs away, probably. I don't know if he's a barbecue dude, but most offensive linemen barbecue is somewhere in the desired, uh, taste for meals. Is Jinx offensive tackle Logan Nobles, who joins us now. He committed to Oklahoma State, and Charlie Dickey, Mike Gundy, and company on Wednesday. Part of that unheard of 4 commitments in one day. Never seen it. Did my research. Never could find Oklahoma State pulling that off in one day, but they did this past Wednesday. Logan, first of all, thanks for coming on and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Feels like it's an honor to be on here.
Well, I appreciate having you on, and again, I did the television on the national broadcast on the 6A Division I state championship game last year, and certainly enjoyed watching you guys, and that was a young Jinx team. I would think you're pretty excited, you and your teammates, for the upcoming season because you guys have got a lot of firepower coming back from that game and that team this last season.
Yes, sir. We're all very, very excited for this upcoming season. I think we have a good shot to bring it home to Jinx this year.
Not that Jinx hadn't had a few. I mean, if you guys go get a gold ball, there's some company in the trophy case for another gold ball to be added. But let me ask you this, because I asked both the Green Twins yesterday and also Cam Smith, who was on with us. This was an interesting year to be recruited. It's an interesting year to be a high school student with the pandemic and most of the spring semester being done online at home, and I guess you told me now you're working out in the morning. So Jinx has got their workouts going again. But what was recruiting like for you? And by the way, for folks who didn't know, this young man had a lot of offers, and I think he was about to start getting a flow of some of the maybe more Division I offers. But what was recruiting like for you this spring?
It was a whole bunch of phone calls and text messages and virtual tours. It was annoying because we, as a family, one of the big things was we wanted to go see the place. And, we got to go see Oklahoma State right before all this COVID was happening. So it just felt right.
Well, and you told an interesting story, and I just thought about this yesterday when I was thinking, okay, we'll have Logan on tomorrow. What do I want to ask him? Because I had a chance to talk to you and ask you several questions the other day. And you mentioned you moved to Oklahoma in the second grade. When you moved here, you kind of, adopted Oklahoma State as being a fan of because you knew some people you'd met when you first moved here were Oklahoma State fans. Where did you move from? Where did you come from to move to Oklahoma?
I moved from Pearland, Texas. It's
Okay.
a suburb out of Houston.
Oh no, I'm very familiar with it. My daughter and son-in-law live in Houston, and it's funny because I don't know if you keep back up with Pearland at all, but I coached in Little League. Coached a young man named J.D. Head that was at Jones, Oklahoma. And
Hmm.
during high school, his dad had a job in Pearland. They transferred down there. He played quarterback for Pearland the last couple of years, and he's going to Louisiana Tech. He'll be a freshman at Louisiana Tech this year, playing football on scholarship. So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with Pearland, but kind of talk about moving to Oklahoma, and obviously you've enjoyed becoming turning from being a Texan to being an Okie.
Yes, sir. It's been one heck of an experience. Uh, one of the biggest reasons why we've stayed in Oklahoma is my parents have really fallen in love with the school system here in Jinx, and it's just we've it's made me and my sister work harder, and we've really, how do I say, expanded upon like our knowledge and what it was gonna be in Texas.
Well, Jinx is one of the outstanding school districts, not only in Oklahoma but in the nation. And how old is your sister?
She's actually going to be a freshman in college next year, so
Where
she had to go through not having her graduation and prom this year.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer.
Hmm.
Where is she heading?
So she's gonna go to Tulsa Community College for 2 years, and then she's leaning towards OSU as well.
Okay. Good
Yes,
deal.
sir.
Good deal. And that's Tulsa Community College is one of the good community colleges out there. So yeah, that makes sense. All right. So while we're on the academic side of this, what interests you in academics, and what are you thinking about majoring in when you get to Oklahoma State?
I'm thinking about civil engineering or architecture, but I'm leaning more towards civil engineering right
All right, you told me that, and it's kind of funny because talking to the Green twins yesterday from down in Allen, I think it's Blaine that they're both interested in engineering, but Blaine is thinking he may go animal science, and Bryson said he is definitely going engineering. So you'll have in your class, you'll have some company. And I think there's one other player I remember speaking to as well that
now. Oh
wanted
wow,
to get into engineering.
that's great.
So yeah, there'll be a few of you engineers in the freshman class of 20, 2021. All right. You and I talked a little bit about you as a player. You told me you never wrestled, but you've got that hip action where sometimes you'll literally twist the guy you're blocking into the ground. I call it a corkscrew block. You're also being 6'6". You're pretty tall, which means you've got to really focus on staying low. And I'm
Hmm.
sure your coaches are always telling you, "Come on now, come on, Nobles, get that pad level down." But talk about yourself as a player and some of your strengths and some of the things you feel like you need to get better at.
I think one thing I need to get better at is moving a little bit quicker. Maybe not quicker, just faster, and be able to use my speed and my strength better in the game. But I think one thing I pride myself at is getting off the ball quicker than the defensive lineman. When I'm watching film, I'm normally the first person to move on not only our side of the ball but also the defensive side of the ball.
Well, when you talk about moving, Jinx uses you in both. It looked like they pull you alone in kind of a dart action, and then
Mhm.
also pull you with the guard to kind of create that student body right or power, double power sweep, whatever you want to call it. But
Mhm.
you pull quite a bit.
Yeah, I pull quite a bit at Jinx. It's a lot of fun, but it's one of those things. Being really tall, I got to make sure to keep my pad level down because whenever I go and make contact with another player, I sometimes end up to be too high and they get the underneath, so it's harder for me to block them.
Yeah, I got you on that regard. So tell me a little bit about, since you did get to come over to Oklahoma State and check out the facilities. Tell me a little bit about your trip over, and then also talk a little bit about getting to know Charlie Dickey. I mean, I think maybe with offensive linemen, even more so than maybe any other position, with maybe the exception of quarterback. I think as the careers go on and the lives go on, offensive linemen tend to stay closer and keep relationships with their coaches, maybe more than just about any other position in the sport.
Hmm. Yeah, my visit to Oklahoma State was really nice. It felt like home. How I put it is it felt like a college version of Jinx. And whenever I met Coach Dickey, he came forward to me like, as soon as I got there. You know, I was weighing in and doing my heights and everything for them, and he came up and we had a really good conversation. Not only me, but he also had a good conversation with my dad. And one of my coaches, he played wide receiver at K State a couple years back, and that's where Coach Dickey was a coach there at that time. And
Yeah.
he said he's told me nothing but good things about Coach Dickey.
No, I think Coach Dickey is pretty good man. He's pretty good guy. Well, we will let you go, but I appreciate you coming on again. Congratulations and good luck with your work this summer, heading into your senior year with the Trojans. I think, like I said, I thought I think a lot of people last year thought Jinx was maybe into the state championship maybe a year earlier than a lot of people thought. I think it gave you guys a good chance to get a good feel for that run. And yeah, I think Jinx has got a great chance to maybe win a state championship this upcoming year. So good luck with that, and appreciate the time.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, and go Pokes.
All right, Logan, thank you. Appreciate it. Logan Nobles from Jinx.